Welcome to the DM You and I podcast. And today I'm luckily joined by Lucy. We'll introduce herself in a second. But we're going to be chatting about utilities and infrastructure and how DM has really had a focus since it started on actually only for that side of the industry. I'll hand over to Lucy for you to just give us a bit of background about you, why you're here, where you come from, etc., etc.
Thanks, James. So I have worked for Dalcour McLaren now for 9.5 years. So I came to Dalcour as a slightly disillusioned rural surveyor, ultimately. Unsure of my future, what it looked like, but I've been at Dalcour now 9.5 years, and I've moved around the business. I've worked for different clients, I've worked in different sectors, and I really enjoyed the variety of work, and ultimately really enjoyed working within the wider utility and infrastructure sector. It's a really exciting sector to be working in. It's fast-paced. There's loads of opportunity within it. So I found myself really thinking this could be a 6-month stopgap. But 9 years later, I'm now head of land and property, and I'm working across all the sectors. And my role really involves looking at ensuring that we meet our operational day-to-day delivery across land and property, whilst also keeping an eye on to the future as well. What does land and property look like in utilities and infrastructure in 2, 4, 10 years' time, and looking at what our future requirements might be for our clients.
Let's just look into the subject that we're looking at here, which is we talk about utilities and infrastructure, and you and I know what that is, quite literally. Obviously, we do it day to day, but people out there might wonder what on earth we're talking about. Can you just give us a quick outline on what you perceive U&I is?
So we work for clients that you may well have heard of, so water companies such as Severn Trent Water, Affinity Water, energy clients, Cadent, National Grid, across the telecoms clients. So we have 6 different sectors we work across in land and property. So we work across property, telecoms, power generation, power networks, water and transport and infrastructure. So what does that look like? So we work on the biggest offshore wind farm in the world. In one of our sectors, we work for the biggest rail project that the UK has ever seen as well. So HS2, for example. We also do other projects as well. So it's not just the huge scale stuff, it's the small stuff as well. So for one of our water clients, we manage the delivery of a help desk and customer support services. So that involves setting up over 1,000 schemes a year where we look at a short-term turnaround. We manage through from inception to conclusion as well. So it's a really broad variety and diverse project and scheme base.
Certainly, from my perspective, I was obviously setting up DM 21 years ago. We wanted to make sure that we had real focus on what we're trying to actually achieve here in terms of specialisms in utility infrastructure. You talk about the big projects that we're working on. I think that is because we are a trusted firm out in the marketplace who know, and we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
What do you think are the other advantages and benefits that we offer to clients? Because you talked about the number of clients. I mean, I know we act for 200 clients now across the UK, and all shapes and forms, not just the big boys, but also small new entrants. And there's a lot of new entrants coming in. Why are they picking DM? Why do you think? What benefits do you think we can offer to them?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So ultimately, I think by focusing purely on utilities and infrastructure clients, so you and I, we are super focused on this industry. So we have no distractions. So the industry is broad, it's wide, it's varied, but we are developing and upskilling a workforce, which is purely focused in this field. Alongside this, like you mentioned just then, it minimises our risk of conflicts for our clients. So we're not acting for, a U&I client and also a private landowner. We're acting on one side of the fence. So the risk of conflict is far minimised as well. So we can act without being compromised ultimately. And our clients can trust us that we have their best interests at heart. And then this links really closely to us operating as a team. So Dalcour McLaren have our values, and one of our values is one team. So this enables us to act as one team. So we aren't separated internally by the type of client that we work on. We all work for the same type of clients. We're all focused on the same end goals. And so I think it really enables a really holistic approach.
Just going on that one team question, which is interesting for me, is you've been here 9.5 years, and have you seen that one team evolve? And what I mean by that is, what kind of team does DM look like today compared to 9.5 years ago? Particularly with obviously our focus on providing the service that we do for our clients.
There's been a huge increase, and arguably you could say it was one of our biggest risks is actually how do you maintain that one team ethos as you grow as a business. But it's been quite easy because we have a good culture. I think culture is really, really important, and ensuring that actually, regardless of where you sit location-wise in the business, whether it is up in Scotland or down in Exeter or centrally in the UK, you still feel part of the wider business. And I think that we, using the systems that we have, the teams that we have, the culture that we try and employ across all the offices, it manages to keep us together as one team. And obviously, coming together twice yearly for annual get-togethers is really, really important. So whether you're working in geomatics, environment and planning, land and property, different offices, you form relationships with people you work on upon schemes, and that really cements those relationships when you get together.
Our skill set is quite wide now, and I guess, how do you see that helping our clients?
We've developed experts in the industry and experts within our field we're working in, because they are delivering this work day to day. They're becoming insanely knowledgeable about the work they're delivering on, whether it's DCO and CPO. We know the process inside out now. We've got teams deployed specifically for our clients working on these projects across different sectors. And I think that's become really valuable to us as a business.
I would agree. I think it's almost specialism within the specialism, isn't it?
Yeah, it's broad. It's so broad. And I think there's different layers as well. And I think moving forward as a business, there's going to be more focus on actually really developing those people with specialisms and actually adding value to our clients where we can.
And linked to that, I guess, is again, when we first started 21 years ago, the water clients were our base clients. We call them our foundational clients. And we're very fortunate that we have a lot of water company clients. But have you seen our services grow to meet the challenges that are sort of thrown at us by our clients? Have you seen the kind of service that we offer our clients change?
So initially we were just providing a surveying service to them, private land access, whereas now actually we offer these water clients, services from an environmental planning team. Geomatics are heavily involved as well. So we're offering that sort of end-to-end support for them from start, project inception to project conclusion. I think it really enables them to deliver their projects as smoothly as possible. That's where we add the most value to our clients, I think, as well.
What I'd say is also, I think HS2 is a really good example. Again, I've used it in the past, but where we've gone in offering one service, but have actually shown how good we can offer one side of our service, that they're very interested in the other services that we offer. I think HS2, where we went in just offering the liaison service, and we now offer the full suite of services to them, is a really good example, I think. And that, what do you think it is that creates that? But what is it you think that actually makes a client go, well, they're quite good at liaison, why are we going to use them for ecology surveys or GMS? What do you think it is that does that?
For us, I think a service is top of our agenda. We rate it really highly as well, and it's part of our objectives and our business plan. So I think for our existing clients, we really focus on what their needs are. We tailor our services to meet their needs. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach here. It's very much actually let's bespoke our service to suit their requirements. And so for our existing clients, we are focused on that. And actually what we do, I think it's appreciated and makes a big difference, is we go to them, we ask their feedback. We go to them twice yearly, even more frequently than that. And we say, what are we doing well? What's going less well? And then we take that information, we take it away, and we change things. We make a difference happen. And I think they trust us as a result. We are professional services business, not just a surveying firm anymore. And actually, there are other services we can offer you. And I think that's when they listen to us, because they trust that actually we've delivered an excellent service before, and we will continue to do so, but delivering something else side by side.
Looking ahead for 2025, the world has evolved massively since we started DM, but since you started. From your perspective, where do you see the challenges for two things, really? Firstly, if we cover off the challenges for our clients, but also the challenges for us as a business trying to get to where our clients want to get to. Where do you see us?
So the future looks really exciting, and water companies have recently published their 5-year plans, and which shows a significant amount of investment, billions of investment into the water industry. So we know that it's been quite topical at the moment with sewage spills, but they've made a commitment to make a reduction in sewage spills by 140,000. There's also a real focus on leakage and also water resilience, which is really important to us as a nation as well. And what we're really excited about is actually being part of the solution and actually making a positive impact upon the water industry as a whole. Obviously, I know you've spoken about it before, but Labour lifting the de facto ban on onshore wind, they want to increase it by 50% by 2030. So that's literally 6 years' time. They want to increase onshore wind by 50%. And so knowing what we know as a business, the nature of the work that we deliver already for offshore wind, we knew that's a very tight timescale. And I think another challenge is public perception. So, public perception of utility and infrastructure authorities and industries like this, it's really hard for them. I think they've been marred sometimes in the past by, perhaps less than great interactions with the public, and the PR hasn't been super. And this is when, we do a lot of stakeholder management in the work that we do.
We're interested in getting a project completed. And how do you think we can actually help that?
Yeah, so I think knowledge and experience, we've got. So, for example, with these onshore wind projects, it's very topical at the moment, but I think at the moment, delivering across 25 DC and CPO projects. So we've got experts within Dalcombe McLaren who understand the process inside out. So they understand where the risks sit for these clients, where the opportunities lie. And also they are experts at negotiation and communication with landowners as well, because we are seeing landowner fatigue where landowners are being impacted by multiple schemes now. And actually we speak both languages. We speak the language of our clients, we speak the language of private landowners as well. And we understand the challenges that both sides face rather. So I think that for us, ultimately what we want to help is help support our clients deliver these projects with successful outcomes for both parties.
It worries me that we're seeing landowner fatigue now, and yet we've hardly started. In terms of what net zero is meant to achieve. And
with private land being in such high demand as well, another impact to our clients and the challenge that they're probably going to face is, the demand far outweighs the supply ultimately, and there's going to be competing uses for private land, and the price of land is going to keep increasing into the future as well, and that will also have a direct impact to our clients, the private landowners, which we're impacting upon. So actually we're well set in our position in the market to work, with both sides to ensure successful delivery and successful outcomes for our clients.
I guess then going to our challenges.
Yeah.
Again, I've talked a bit about this before, but I'd be interested. You hold the position of head of land and property. You've got a big old team. You can maybe talk about that in a minute. That's underneath you. Lots of different areas of in fact, all the areas of the utilities and infrastructure world you cover. But where do you see, what's going to keep you awake at night?
Yeah, so at the moment we are, as you know, working our 5-year strategies. We're looking ahead and we're looking at what does the industry look like in 5 years' time? How big is it going to be? And how are we going to deliver for our clients? And so what we are looking for is solutions, obviously. And what we, as a business have been doing for quite a long time is been looking at future talent. So yes, we recruit at all levels, absolutely. And we need the skills and new skills coming to the business. But what we also are really focused upon delivering upon is our future talent and developing and growing our own talent at Dalcombe. So, we take on huge amounts of graduates and apprentices, and we train and we develop them, going further and wider now. So we're not just interested in the usual places. Historically, it was very rural graduates, whereas now actually we need a wider diversity of skill set coming into this business. And so we are looking further and wider for them. And we have, ultimately our Dalcombe McLaren Academy, where we are focused on actually upskilling these people and giving them the tools that they need to deliver for our clients.
We are a people business, absolutely. And I think, for me, this is one of the reasons I think I set up DM right at the beginning, is that I think there's a lot of business out there who don't treat people very well. And, I think they lose sight of the fact that they're a people business. And I've always said that if you have rubbish people in the business, I have a rubbish business. So you need to make sure you, recruit the right people. And I think, like you said, Lucy, we've got our skills. We talked about this earlier, but we have a massive array of skills, lots of different people that we perhaps did 10 years ago. I mean, 10 years ago, like you said, we used to recruit probably from 2 universities, and that was it. We now, I think, go out to about nearly 25 universities, and the apprenticeship didn't exist. But so that's really important.
James, I have a question for you. So in my role, see resource as one of the biggest challenges. What do you as CEO see as the biggest challenge for us going forwards?
I think if we are a business that just grows by headcount, we failed. And I think actually we have got to grow, yes, by headcount, but we've also got to grow by innovation. We've got to make sure that actually the service we provide to our clients is innovative and is efficient. They're asking, every client at the moment is saying, pace. I want everything done at pace. We've got to do things at pace. Now, the only way to do things at pace is not just to hire thousands and thousands more people. You've got to get the systems and you've got to get the data right so that actually it's answering some of the questions. AI will have a massive part to play in that without an absolute shadow. We've got to make sure we're on our front foot with that, doing it in the right way, and making sure that actually we're automating some of our standard processes. And we're doing an awful lot of that already. You only have to look at the way we've developed our Esri and GIS systems. And they have impact across our business. So you'll have seen it in L&P, it affects L&P, it affects our geomatics team. And every day we've got guys there developing new apps that go out and help clients on a daily basis. The rate of change is huge. And I think for DM, that is a huge challenge to keep up with that rate of change. But I'm very determined that we do that. Yeah.
No, I agree. And I think we're already seeing automation, AI coming to effect. And I think it probably can't come soon enough in reality.
So, Melissa, I want to just jump back to something you said right at the beginning, which you said you joined DM 9.5 years ago as a disillusioned surveyor. And I'm just sort of thinking that the talk we've got today is about utilities and infrastructure. And people looking from the outside in might think, oh, that sounds a bit dull. Make it not dull. Tell me why are you still here?
Yeah, so before I joined Delcor, I had friends who worked at Delcor. So that's ultimately how I came in for an interview. I had always turned around. I'd actually turned my nose up and said, I'm not working utilities and infrastructure. That's how wrong I was. This is, the longest place I've ever worked and the place I've enjoyed working the most. And I think really for me is that, I like a fast-paced environment. I like facing new challenges. I quite like change as well. And so in this wider industry, there's stuff happening all the time. And as a business, you don't get put into a silo or a team. They don't stay there for the next 5 years. There's opportunities to deliver on different projects, different clients. We don't sit people in their sectors. They don't just stay there. You can move around the business. You can do different things. I think that really contributes towards people and actually enjoying coming to work. I think as well, as we see the focus shift on greener energy, focus shift on net zero, I actually also think that we can be looking at the way that we approach our work in the way that actually we're making a difference to the UK. And I think that's really valuable in itself. It gives you a sense of purpose. So actually what we're doing is really important to our future. And I think also as well, Delcor McLaren as a business, it has to be said, is a really fun place to work. You come to work, you have a nice time with your colleagues. You don't come to work and sit in silence. There's a really good culture. I mentioned it before, but the working environment's really fun. There's stuff going on all the time. And I think actually it really encourages a really fun working environment. So it doesn't matter whether you're an apprentice or a director or anyone in between, you can come to work. We work really hard. We work on really important projects for our clients. But at the same time, we come to work and we have a nice time and we have a fun time too. That's really important. And I think that's what really stands DM apart from our competitors and other firms who aren't our competitors, because I could have gone anywhere ultimately. I could have gone to private estate management. I could have gone to another rural firm. I came to somewhere which I didn't think I'd fit, but actually I fit really well, and anyone can fit here. That's the thing. There isn't just, the person, this isn't what you should look like to work at Delcor McLaren. I think that's what makes the difference.
Great. Thank you, Lucy. And thanks for your insights today. It's been really interesting. And we will get you back again.
Thanks so much.
Bye.